What is Massachusetts ballot question for? Legalizing some psychedelic drugs. Ballot question 4 in Massachusetts would legalize and regulate the use of some psychedelic drugs. Two of the substances that would be allowed are found in mushrooms, psilocybin and psilocin. The others would be dimethyltryptamine, mescaline, and ibogaine, which are all found in plants. Yes vote would allow people over the age of 21 in the state to grow and use these psychedelic substances. Also create a commission to regulate them. No vote would mean no current change to the law, and psychedelic substances would remain illegal. Psychedelics have an ability to heal and help people with mental health challenges, said Eliza Dushku-Palangian. Prediction for trauma, for PTSD, for end-of-life care. The drug was life-changing for the actress and Watertown native who rose to fame on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She is now a behavioral health advocate. Years ago, she found herself at rock bottom. I've completely changed my life. Dushku-Palangian told WBZ-TV. I was hopeless and in pain. Today, where how far I've come, I think others should have that option as well. Said conventional healthcare options didn't work for her, and she's not the only one. I came to psychedelic therapy after a long mental health battle myself, said U.S. Navy veteran Emily Oneschuk. She fell into a depression after her brother was shot in 2017. Coupled with a military deployment, her life became a pressure cooker. Over the course of my time on active duty, I just felt, I called them, the shades were coming down, told WBZ. A trauma therapist directed Oneschuk toward a psychedelic retreat in Jamaica. She had her life change. I've seen it change my life, and I've seen it change a lot of other people's lives too, Oneschuk said. What's important is that we lead with education, with open conversations about what responsible use looks like. Those opposing question 4 disagree, saying it's moving too fast. We're a coalition of first responders, veterans, psychiatrists, medical professionals, those in the recovery community that say this goes way too far, said Chris Keohan from the Coalition for Safe Communities. If passed, a commission would be formed to regulate the sale and services of psychedelics. Tax would be imposed on any psychedelic treatment facilities and sales. It would also allow anyone aged 21 or older to grow, possess, and use these substances in Massachusetts. Johan said that's a major concern. Home growth alone is dangerous for children. It's dangerous for pets. This isn't medicine. It's not safe. Johan told WBZ, discounting decades of peer-reviewed scientific information. Currently, psychedelics are classified as a Schedule I controlled substance in Massachusetts, which means there's no accepted medical use, and there's a high potential for abuse. I think it's telling that the Coalition for Safe Communities has no actual data, evidence, facts, or really anything other than more appeals to fear. Maybe they should try psychedelics, as we've seen, help to allay the fear in people's hearts and minds, allow them a more open and accepting worldview. I think that this is a great ballot measure. I think humans should be able to have sovereignty over their consciousness. I'm really interested in what my fellow correspondents, my host friend Jason, have to say. Before I dial into that, I'd like to say one thing real quick. Let's give each other time to talk. I know we're all verbose, heavily caffeinated, and heavily opinionated. I know we all say things that trigger each other. However, give each other time to talk and express ourselves, work on our own internal patience. I think we and the viewers will be rewarded with less yelling and a far more intelligent dialogue, be a better sparking point and starting point for everyone's learning, education, individual research on their own. Take it away, guys.
And now we're gaslighting too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love me some gaslighting. Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand the definition of gaslighting.
What
I definitely
state is this,
do. It's
Matthew?
like how you cut me off and then yelled at me for cutting people off.
What state is this?
No, ma'am, I did not cut you off.
What state is this, Matthew?
I'm in California.
No. This is a ballot measure, right? That you're covering.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay, for all the
which
math
has actually been, strangely enough, even though the Boston police are some of the most hardcore police I've ever dealt with in my life, Massachusetts has a fairly friendly outlook towards psychedelics, and that they don't prosecute people as much as some states.
Oh, wow.
They don't prosecute people as much as some states. Interesting. Well, maybe they're just a smaller state, and so they find it more because there's not as much territory to patrol.
A lot of universities, Jason. What happens with a lot of universities? Usually, they tend to get a higher level of education. Normally comes with a higher level of education.
Not in those woke schools. They're not getting that higher level of education. They're getting indoctrinated.
There's a little bit less puritanical outlook.
Some of the best schools in the world are in Massachusetts.
Harvard is there. Jason, I don't know. I think I don't know.
That was the realest thing you've said today. I don't know. You said it twice.
Oh,
it's
boy.
beautiful. It's a breakthrough.
You guys are so funny today. You guys.
I would go with Socrates on his quote that the one thing I know is that I know nothing. Great place to start any discussion.
Hey,
questions.
If you start quoting Greek and if you start quoting philosophers to us, you are definitely gaslighting.
Matthew,
I'm a nerd. That's the thing is I'm a nerd, and I spend most of my time reading books.
Matthew,
to this day,
for this amendment,
get how close this book was.
For this amendment,
Your Brain is God. This is Timothy Leary's 8th Circuit model of consciousness. It's tiny because it is so brilliant. I would highly suggest everybody at least look up what Timothy Leary's 8th Circuit model of consciousness is. It would be incredibly enlightening, elucidating to anyone, given our current political situation, understand formation of brain circuits through the evolution of sentient consciousness on the planet.
Matthew,
I don't know about all that, but I do want to say one thing about the article, which is that the quote from the person who made that statement about home grow and psychedelics and kids and pets, you got to understand who's being quoted, right? Because everybody's got an opinion. It doesn't mean it's worth much. I'm not saying that's directed at anybody on this show, but the person who was quoted is a political consultant, a strategist. They're not a public health expert. They're not a psychologist. They're not somebody at the cutting edge of mental health research. They are a paid shill who gets paid to say some shit to try to cause people to believe in a certain way or the other. And so if you take that guy, you just put him into Google or LinkedIn, you figure out, okay, this guy's being quoted because he put himself in a position to be quoted because he wants to shape public opinion. Doesn't mean that he's coming from a very learned place.
Matthew, do we know any polling information of what this initiative its likelihood of passing in Massachusetts?
It's polling strong to pass.
It's polling strong to pass, but we don't know any numbers.
I don't have concrete numbers, and really what I'd say is most polls have because of the way they're conducting polls, they don't have much one-to-one correlation elections, and we've been really seeing that since about 2016 onward.
Yeah.
For 2016, Hillary Clinton was polled to in the presidential election.
We all knew that was fake, though.